All right, guys. Good evening and welcome to the last day of class. Crazy, right? It's been quite a journey, guys. We have had, gosh, 30 sessions together, if I understand correctly. 16 weeks roughly, and it just went by like that. So, how do you feel? Good. Well, first of
Feels
all, I just
weird
want
that it already is over.
I know, right? It went by really quickly, right? But you did it, you made it, and there were some ups, there were some downs. There was some good times, there were some sad times, but in the end, you got to this point. So first off, I want to applaud you guys for doing an amazing job and getting to this point. So congratulations, you worked really hard. You deserve to give yourself a big Christmas present as a way to congratulate for this. So yeah, you did amazing. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Tonight we're basically just kind of tidying up and doing some last minute things, double checking links, sharing some resources, and also I'll be sharing with you ways that you guys could stay in touch, still stay connected after the class, and even have access to some additional content that I've used in my Photoshop classes, because I won't be really teaching Photoshop until maybe summer of 2022. So I normally do that every summer session. So I'll give you guys some information, but if you don't want to wait until summer of 2022, I've already recorded this past summer's full class and uploaded it. So you can actually get an entire semester of Photoshop starting tonight. And you can learn Photoshop on your own at your own pace. They're basically the recordings from the class from this past summer, which is a 5-week course. So tonight you can basically start doing Photoshop. So I teach it, and it's the exact same format as we did in the class. Only difference is that obviously the credit won't get applied. But if you like it enough and you want to wait and you want to sign up for summer, go for it. Summer session 1 for summer 2022 is what I'm hopefully projecting for the class. Okay, so there's a lot of goodies ready for you tonight, and let's jump in. Okay, and we will first start off with contact information. Okay, I always start with the end as the beginning because everybody's always in different locations, and people are going to log in and log out at different times this evening. And for some of you, you won't be going all the way to the end of the night. And for you guys, you might be going a little bit longer or even past that. But first, we'll start off with contact information. Here's my email. So if you want to stay in touch, this is my personal email. You can take a screenshot. You can save it, write it down, whatever works for you. Because you never know, right? Real Hondo email is also active. This one is basically like the for life email. So I just want to say thank you guys, of course, again. If there's anything that you need, records of letters of recommendation, insight projects, just want to say hello, or just checking in just to see how things are going. This is available, of course. The Real Hondo email is available too. So take your pick. But I always like to give this to all my students at the end of my graduating seniors of high school when they go off to college, and all my students in my college classes. So this is just there just in case something comes up. If you need anything, have a question, you never know. And the reason I do that is because I had a professor do the same for me. I didn't use the email maybe until once years later. He called me the next day and was basically like, I'm here to assist. I remember you from this time, and let's go for it. So I was very grateful, and I thought I'd pay it forward. So there's that. So you got that, and you're ready to rock and roll. The other thing I'm going to mention too is that now there are free options to Adobe Illustrator if you do not continue your classes. So just a quick reminder. Every time you sign up for a class, you get Adobe Illustrator, actually Adobe Creative Suite, the entire program, a suite of packages, right? Like 20 something programs for free as a student within the Real Hondo Graphic Design program, right? Every semester it shuts down and it restarts at the following semester, right? So kind of like what we did this semester, right? For those of you guys that kind of have taken these classes before and are, you know, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, you guys kind of know that like this always happens. This has happened every now and again, where at the end of the semester shuts off, teacher has to activate you again, right? And so I believe the cutoff might be end of December, beginning of January, or somewhere around January. Either way, if you want free alternatives, there is Inkscape, which is a sort of like an Illustrator clone, and it is completely free for Mac and PC, spelled Inkscape. And that is basically like a developer created software, very similar to Adobe Illustrator. It's basically completely free, and it's a really robust community. So that's a good one to have if you want to continue Illustrator. Of course, it's if you have Adobe Creative Suite, then there are some discounts available as well. But before I do that, Photoshop is also available as well for free, and that is called Pixlr. There might be some new ones because they always pop up every couple of years. But Pixlr is a sort of cloud-based image editing, digital image editing software. It's pretty decent, and it's operates with an internet connection. They just throw some ads somewhere around the interface, and that's how they basically make money off the software. So one is downloadable, which is the Illustrator clone, Inkscape. The other one's an internet-based one, which is a Photoshop clone. And so those are a couple of options for you. I like free, and I always like I like options. So these are a couple of options that you could definitely take. GIMP is a good one too, as well. So there's a few out there. I think Inkscape is probably one of the more well-known ones, but feel comfortable, right? Whichever, try them out, see which one you resonate with, and you can kind of go forward from there. Okay. Adobe Creative Cloud is available for students at a discount. So if you ever decide to, let's say after the semester, you're going to go back into your work environment, your creative fields, or maybe you're going to take one more class next semester, not related to design, then take advantage of your Rio Hondo student enrollment and sign up for free, not for free, but sign up for a major discount for Adobe Creative Cloud pieces. You can get all apps, I believe, as low for $19 a month, compared to like the $60 a month, I think it is for professionals. And you can even narrow it down to Photoshop and I forget the other program, Lightroom. And you could pay $10 a month as a student, but you basically have to just upload proof that you are a student, like a screenshot of your records or an email of a receipt saying that you are enrolled, or a picture of your ID, school ID. You just have to have some form of proof that you are a student and you qualify for the super discounts. So that's a steal. That's about $1 per software if you do it for 20 bucks a month at all programs, the entire suite. And it even comes with like gigs, X amount of gigs of storage, which I believe is 20 gigabytes of storage, although it could have changed here and there. So that's a 60% savings. Sign up, go for it, right? But if you know you're going to be continuing on in your classes and taking more design related courses, then you will always have the software for free. But you have to be prepared for the closing of the window and the opening of the window and the reinstallations and all that stuff that we did at the beginning of this semester. So if you're patient, you're good. If not, consider signing up for the discounts. It's great. It's awesome. So there's that availability. Okay. So we even have that available for you too. On Canvas, I'm a big resource person. Let's go ahead and pull up Canvas for just a second. On Canvas, I gave you a number of links and resources that I'll share, some YouTube channels there. And there are a few links. I'll probably add some more as time goes on. I just added it in a couple of minutes ago, but one of the things you definitely have to do after this class is that you have to keep pushing, learning, designing, okay? Every year, the software always has some improvements. So definitely get into the habit of adding a new skill, looking up YouTube videos on the latest and the greatest updates, right? You want to keep the momentum going with all the learnings that you're having in the program, right? We're an introductory graphic design class. So there's so much more to everything in the software. I was really focused on fundamentals, right? Basic tools and techniques and fundamentals. And you guys got to see me one-on-one and actually go deep into the thought process of designing. And it's intense. So that was more important to me, knowing how to think and knowing how to design and how to interpret using principles of design. The tools are, there's enough videos on techniques and tools. How to think about the design is a skill that takes a lifetime, right? So I give you guys some resources. Some of the links I give you are community-based ones. So the Professional Association for Design, or AIGA, is the national, if not international, organization for all things design related. And so you want to take a look at this site on a regular basis. They have podcasts, they have resources, sources of inspiration, workshops and learning series on how to grow your business in 2022. I mean, it is a huge resource that I don't think many designers take advantage of. You want to take advantage of this at all costs, okay? And you want to definitely sign up and just look at all the resources, see what is available, okay? They have great events. The events that I like to go to are the AIGA Los Angeles chapter. And so they have a losangeles.aiga.org link. And so these are more specific to the LA area. And you can see here, they have so many different things going on throughout December and January, online and in person. So take a look at some of those resources that are available. And basically, I got a free class at Art Center going through this group, right? The job that I signed up for Disney came from this site, believe it or not. It was this site that actually had a direct email with a manager within consumer products. That's actually how I got my foot in the door, guys. It was this website, because it was a really smart move on behalf of my old manager. She basically knew that designers are going to hang out with places where designers look for jobs. And so she's just going to post and find a designer through her means. She went through here, Disney went through their regular site, regular like window, but this one was kind of like her sort of backdoor to kind of filter out anyone that was available. So I knew that, I saw a person's name at disney.org, right? Because sometimes it's like professionals at disney.org. This one was like an actual like Mindy Moore at like disney.com. And I was like, what? There's an actual person I can talk to here. Let me try this. And sure enough, I got through thousands of applicants just by finding this one person's email through this one post. So check in. You never know. You never know who's posting, who's looking. And it's a community that is small, but it could definitely get your foot in the door if you want to continue this field and get in graphic design. So, and there's jobs always available as well. Take a look. There's things like social media content producers, UX designers. So there's definitely jobs. Of course, you want to sign up and be a member as a student because it's cheaper, but it's really helpful. So that's how I got in at Disney. Who would have thought, right? I never thought that. So that's how I got my foot in the door. So very helpful. Okay. I also give you creativecloud.adobe.com. So this is basically the Adobe's sort of feature how-to challenges and live streams. So this is the stuff they post out there for the world to learn, and it's really helpful. Videos, workshops, biographies, documentaries. It's pretty cool, and definitely want to explore. There's basically features on everything related to Adobe products, and they try to go for the best of the best and get people to talk about their projects, how they do that, what they do, and how to create these really wonderful professional things. And so take a look at it. How-tos, features, challenges, free files and assets. Again, I don't think too many designers look at this stuff often. You definitely want to get into the habit of making this a regular thing. A ugly Christmas sweater with Photoshop action. There you go. How do you create an ugly sweater, right? So lots of really great resources there. Okay. The future, great stuff, right? I can't, if you've been looking at this site, you know that this stuff is gold. Christo has done an amazing job, LA native as well, Art Center, former art teacher at Art Center. The guy is at almost 2 million designers and counting, right? So that says something. That says there's a lot of content, a lot of valuable content here. So definitely check in. This guy's studio is a beast. They update almost daily. And so it is great. So I normally catch up around like summertime and Christmas time on all his videos just to see what's happening in the world of design, because he's obviously very connected. But there's some really great things, you know, authenticity and vulnerability. That was 6 days ago, Cyber Monday, work-life balance in 90 minutes. How do you do that as a graphic designer, right? So really great, really great content, okay? And of course, my little wannabe website with like 155 subscribers. But it's there, it's available. I also give you that little link. You definitely want to go to playlist, and the Photoshop playlist is right here. So Photoshop 2021, the online course. I basically put a little playlist together for you guys. So that's what, 20 videos right there on Photoshop. So it's ready to go tonight. You are more than welcome to check it out, and you can do Photoshop in December. So with me, there you go. So feel free to take a look at it, scrub through a couple of things. Obviously, these are like full lectures. So take a look, see what looks interesting to you. And if you got a question, an issue, or concern, drop me an email, okay? I'm more than happy to answer those questions for you and get you rocking and rolling. Again, it's all things related to Photoshop, and it's a really fun time. And the summer class was really engaged, and it did we had a lot of fun together, I'll say that. So it was really good times at the end of the day, okay? So I give you a ton of content in like, gosh, so much content. I hope you guys take advantage of everything and explore and see. I think it's worth it. So if you have any questions, feel free to jump in there. So I kind of do that. That's how I do it. My beginning class is really my ending portion of the course, just in case while everyone is here, so I can get you in there. Okay. If you have questions, we'll talk about it. Let's talk about portfolios. Okay. And let's jump in and see how we're doing for tonight. So any questions up to this point, guys? I know I'm hitting you guys fast, but I want to give you the package of everything that you got going. Cool. All right. And of course, this one, oh, before I forget, after you turn in your assignments, this is not a requirement, but please, 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 do me a favor and share some insight of your experience. So you'll notice that I added one small module at the very bottom of Canvas tonight called the end of course survey. This survey is anonymous. It goes directly to me, and it's really something I do for myself as a teacher in the course. So let me go ahead and switch over to student view. And while it's updating, it's at the bottom of the list, and you'll notice it's an end of course survey, which is right over here. And it basically has a link or an embedded Google form that talks a little bit about your experience and how it went. So if I click onto it, and hopefully we don't have a streaming issue. It's a pretty in-depth survey about the course overall. And even though the college has not done much surveys due to online and COVID, I still think it's important for me to know where I am in my teaching in terms of like how I'm doing, if I set high standards and achievements, and if you felt like you've had support. So it's definitely a very useful survey. It's basically just answering if you disagree or agree or strongly agree or disagree on just the notions here. What advice would you give me to be a better teacher? What advice can you give me for how I should change the courses for the next time I teach it? And any other comments or highlights that you enjoyed about a course. I would love for you guys to share some knowledge, okay? And give me some insight. So I look at it after the course is done, and then I basically make adjustments for the following class. So if you had a positive experience, for the most part, it was because of students in the past have made suggestions and recommendations, and I've slowly implemented those suggestions throughout each course. So that's actually how I got good at what I do. I just put myself through the crazy task of being heavily evaluated. So I put myself through that, but it makes me a better teacher at the end of the day. So that's at the end once everything's turned in. If you could do that, I would really appreciate that as a personal favor. Okay. All right, guys. So let us talk about projects. Tonight, I will be basically just taking a look at your links. I would love to make sure that you guys share your links, but also open up the share settings to all. So everyone is set to view. So we'll look at that first, and we'll get that going so that we can set up your share settings. So I'm just going to go down the list and basically clear you guys on the portfolios, and we'll just kind of go over it and review it. As I'm kind of going through the list, if you want to work on the survey, feel free to do that. But it's basically no new content. I'm just kind of reviewing the portfolio links, going through that process, checking it out, and just kind of putting things together. So I'm going to open up a breakout room. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to kind of do a quick one-on-one and a check-in. As you're doing the survey, I'm going to try to pull you guys in one by one. Make sure that everything's working really well. Any last comments, questions, and then it'll be an early night. Okay. So I don't anticipate us going until 9:30. If anything, I'm just going to quickly review, say thank you, and give you guys the green light to log off. So it should be a pretty quick and short evening. Okay. And we're ready to rock and roll. If you're still working on the portfolio, then please continue to do so. You still have time. It's midnight. Okay, so do your thing. Work away. If there's any questions or issues, I'm here for you, obviously, to answer those questions to make sure that you finish strong. Okay, but I'll be clearing you guys and setting you guys up. Very cool. All right, let's go ahead and jump into breakout rooms. And I'm going to open them up. And we'll just set it up as one-on-one. Boom. And I'm going to jump in there, and I'll be pulling you guys in one at a time. So probably is there breakout rooms? They're pretty much all night tonight, Laker. So I'll start pulling folks in and kind of reviewing. If you're still working on the project or putting together your portfolio, send me a direct message. That way I'm not pulling you in too early. So just direct message me and let me know that you're still working on it. Maybe add an estimated time when you think it'll be done, 30 minutes, an hour from now. So that way I kind of get a little bit of a visual of where you guys are at. Okay. So that would be really helpful. And so you can get that rocking and rolling. Okay. All right. Very cool. All right. You're surveying away. I'll see you guys in the breakout room. And we will get through this before you know it. All right. All right, guys. I'll see you over there in just a few moments.